everyone, this is Shweta Dubey. I want to welcome all of you at my podcast, Parikrama from Atlanta, Dunia. Before I call out all my panel members tonight, very interesting panels that I have to introduce. But the point is, what is the topic? The topic is God. What about God? Uparwala, Paramatma, Allah, Bhagwan, Lord. Right, you heard it right. All of it. So let's invite our panel members. I have Nisha ji, I have Renu ji, I have Neetu ji, and I have Sarika ji. Welcome everyone.
So much,
Hello,
Shweta.
Shweta.
Thanks for having us.
Having us.
Hi. So I'm going to ask all of you to introduce yourself. Just a brief introduction. Nisha ji, let's start with you.
Well, I'm Nisha Khandelwal. I'm a vice president of Atlanta Dunia, and I just co-founder of Khana Rozana Catering.
Renu ji, how about you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Renu Thapliyal, and I can give you my short description. I am a mother who believes in karma and Krishna. By profession, I'm an accountant. So I know how to tie my books of accounts, but at the same time, I know how to tie life's books of accounts and how to increase the life net worth.
Nice. Neetu ji, please introduce yourself.
Namaste. I'm a mom of two beautiful kids. I'm a full-time accountant. I teach Hindi. And I also suggest senior citizen for Medicaid and help them enroll. Thank you for having me, Shweta.
Thank you for coming and taking time out of your busy schedule. Hi Sarika ji, कैसी हैं आप? Please introduce yourself.
Hello, Sweta. Thank you for having me. Hello to everyone here on the panel, viewers, listeners. I'm humbled. I am doctor by profession, but now I identify myself as a crochet artist, art tutor, and writer of children's stories, a philanthropist, a published poet, passionately reads and writes poetry, art lover, bird lover, dreamer, and a blogger.
Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule. And I must say you all are looking stunning, beautiful divas in Atlanta. अब ये मत कहना कि ऊपर वाले ने दिया है, क्योंकि मेरा सब्जेक्ट आज का वही है कि ऊपर वाले ने दिया है. अब क्रिकेटर्स भी खेल रहे हैं, कभी कभी तो वो 99 पे जब आते हैं तो वो ऊपर देखते हैं, भगवान की तरफ देखते हैं. मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन आप लोगों से ये है कि व्हाट इज योर कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ गॉड? Renu ji, let's start with you.
See, first thing is we have chosen a very, very debatable subject, God, because not everybody is a believer of God, right? So whatever we are discussing here, especially, this message is for our audience, whoever, are watching us. Whatever we are saying, we are not pundits, we are not gyani, we are not preachers. So we are just expressing our views, what we feel about God. So I would request not to judge or criticize. We respect your feelings. So I request you all to respect our feelings. It's just our pure thoughts about God. So as you asked, Shweta, concept, right? Could you please repeat your question?
Yeah, my question was, what is your concept of God?
Shweta, for me, somehow, God is not a concept for me. God is the ultimate reality for me. And the second ultimate reality is death. So I believe in two ultimate realities. First is God, and second is death. And again, I'm saying it's just my feeling. This is how I feel. So I would not call it as a concept, but whatever I'm believing is just coming out of my experience, whatever I have learned from my parents, whatever I have experienced in my life. So for me, God is not a concept, it's just an ultimate reality.
Nicely explained, Venuji. And I'm sure a lot of our viewers will agree with your opinion and your concept. As you said, this is your reality. Everyone has different reality. Everyone likes different concepts and they follow. Everyone has a different belief system. And They are allowed to. They have freedom to do so. Let's move on. Neetuji, please tell me, what is your concept of God?
See, again, I would repeat what Renu has said. This is our belief and this is our thoughts. It's nothing to do with other individuals. There is a different kinds of thoughts again, every person is perceived different ways. Some people say it's got 8 hands, 7 hands, to 4 hands. I feel it's just the answer to your own questions. There is no right or wrong answers here. Again, it's just a concept, as you mentioned. A creator, like, a pot maker is a creator, and that's his creation. For me, God is a creation itself. I don't think God is a creator only. He's a creation himself. It's in me, it's in you, it's in Reno, it's in everybody. And again, it's only for a person who are intellectual will understand this concept, because you need to question yourself. It's just a perception that people say, oh, there is he is a god, or she is a god. It cannot be he, it cannot be she, it cannot be it. It is just a feeling. It is just anything you can call. You can call feeling, you can call conscious, you can give any name, but there is no existence as such. So,
Go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, so I think it's just a question that we need to ask ourselves, ki hai kya Bhagwan? What is it? If you think that I know everything, if a sage comes to you that, or somebody say, oh, you read just Bhagavad Gita, you'll know everything about God. No, I don't think there is any person in this world.
My question is to you, Neetuji. What is your concept?
My concept is, it is a creation. It's not
Okay.
a creator, it's a creation.
Okay. Well said. Perfect. निशा जी, आपको क्या लगता है कि आपका कॉन्सेप्ट गॉड का क्या है?
See, I look at God as a form of energy, positive energy within you. आसपास हर जगह भगवान है, मतलब हर जगह वो पॉजिटिव एनर्जी है. मुझे वो लगता है वो गॉड है. वो मैं समझती हूँ कि दैट इज, क्योंकि क्या है, जैसे मैं गुरु परंपरा से दीक्षित हूँ. उन्होंने मुझे एक मंत्र दिया हुआ है, तो जब मैं उसकी उपासना, उसका मेडिटेशन करती हूँ तो बहुत पॉजिटिव एनर्जी फ्लो होती है. आपकी नजरों के आगे, आप सब जगह एक पॉजिटिव वाइब होती है. आपके अंदर से एक पॉजिटिव स्रोत मतलब वो आता है, फील आती है. मुझे लगता है वो गॉड है. मैं उसको भगवान मानती हूँ. मेरा अपना सोचना है, मैं उसी को भगवान मानती हूँ.
आपके लिए फीलिंग इक्वल टू भगवान. Nicely said. Very nice.
Energy, positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever gives you a positive vibes is a Bhagwan for you. Well said. Sarika ji, आपका क्या मानना है? What is your concept of God?
The other day, I was conversing, rather accepting a goad from Shweta ji to come on the show. I find discussing my thoughts a bit arduous. I'll try my best. I'll start with an analogy and end with a quote from a book that I have read, and it very well reflects with my perspective. So let's start with an analogy, wherein I'll take you to a scenario wherein children are playing in the playground. And I'm sure we all are mothers here, and our viewers have children. They must have shared this with their children, that while playing on the playground, they go to the teacher once in a while. Not for anything in particular. It's just a comfort that somebody is watching over them. And then if at all a squabble or a brawl breaks out, I don't think teacher is someone who does anything. Basically, it ends up with the parents who decide the punishment or what reprimand they will do to kids. So here in this analogy, children is the role played by us, and parents are our karmas, right and wrong. And teacher is a symbol of one and only, what we believe, who is watching over us silently, the God. And I'll jump to the quote from the book that I have read. It's called The Color Purple, the book by Alice Walker. Um, the character says, God ain't a he or she. It ain't something you can look at apart from anything else, including yourself. The trees, the air, the birds, other people. God is the feeling of being part of everything, not separate at all. I know that if I cut a tree, my arm would bleed. The beauty of creation is everything wants to be loved. I believe God is everything. Everything that is, or ever was, or ever will be. Not being tied to what God looks like frees us. End quote. So this beautifully portrays what my concept of God is, both the analogy and the quote from the book.
Very nice and very interesting, I must say, Sarika ji. You took me to the playground with the kids, and then the way you drew the picture, there is a teacher, and then there is the parents, and there is Almighty. You're saying there is Almighty power who is always there and watching. And whether you fall, whether you do good, whether you make bad decisions, he's always there, and you feel it. That's what you're saying. Um, I'm Because we are in the middle of this discussion, I have to say this. I find myself 50-50. I'm a very good debater. I can debate on the both sides equally well. My upbringings are very religious, and my upbringings are the one who gives me that feeling that there is something, there is somebody, he, she, it, I don't know. And a lot of time I talk to sky. I find myself talking to a sky a lot of time, and I feel like I'm talking to something, someone. I just can't picture what. I don't go to temples every day, but in my thought process, because of my upbringing, something is there, and I am always communicating. But when I became a mother, when I got married and I became a mother, I felt like I am in charge of everything. Then I started believing the nahi God जैसा कुछ नहीं है. I'm the one who is doing it. So then I started believing in karma. ठीक है. फिर God part थोड़ी देर के लिए दूर हो गया. So I'm on a 50-50, and I am not ashamed to say that. Sometimes I find myself like acting like I am picking this because of my convenience. You know, it's convenience to be karma believer. I'll do that. If it's convenience to believe in God, I'll go for that. You know, I'll grab that. So my thing is that I find myself struggling, and I find myself in the middle of 50-50. Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about your opinion. So my next question to you will be, is the need for God in your life is a part of your upbringing? Is it really your upbringing? As I said, because that my parents have seeded that in me. So whether it's Navratri, Mahashivratri, and Janmashtami, and such a thing, certain days, certain times, I do tend to believe that because this is how I grew up and this is what I have seen. But according to you, my panel here today, is there need for God in your life is a part of your upbringing because of your parents, or you have had some experiences that made you believe in and help you believe in? Let's see. I'm gonna put Mituji. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah, yeah. Shweta, I think the foundation was laid by the parents. I mean, every parent, as you know, most of our Hindu parents lay the foundation. But again, after that, it's just our intellectual and our experiences which get us connected, whether there is God or not. Again, the same concept is very questionable. Now, as you said, it is a convenience that, you know, your experience says that, oh, as per your convenience, you were shifting from here to there. The same thing, just for convenience, they have portrayed God in certain way. I never see God just like Krishna, Ram, and all. Like we have like 300,000 gods. But again, it's just for our convenience that we have portrayed. Shakti we have portrayed just because we wanted the ladies to have Shakti or to be strong. Shiva was just portrayed because we believe in meditation and we wanted Shiva to be in that transcendental, people to be in the transcendental mode. So it is only for a convenience that we have framed God in such a way. And Americans, to make it easy, they just put the name God. That's it. So for me, it's just as a self-conscious, I have experienced in every walk in life. Even today, when my mom, it's again, I intellectual. My mom have already laid the foundation. In fact, today morning only when she listened to all the satsang, and today she was talking about some story she heard. I said, Mommy, that's not true. And I have the right to tell her now because I use my own intellectual. Because bachpan mein, when she used to say me the stories, I believed it because she just heard it. Because they don't have any resources. They just heard from their parents or from the neighbors, and they started believing and saying it to us. Now we are so matured and we have so many resources. We shouldn't believe everything. But our intellectual, what does it say? What does it say? Do you really think there was whatever people are talking about? ऐसा कुछ था क्या? ऐसे कुछ भगवान दिखे क्या किसी को? So I feel it just, and there are two ways I can do it. Either people get the explanation that, okay, this was the God, this is how it is, we are Vaishnav, we believe in Vishnu. So they make their life easier because they become more confident talking about it. Like we have some friends who say, oh, you know what, there's no Mata Radni, it is only Vishnu. Believe in that. So they become very confident talking about it because it's easy for them. Or they are another kind of person who want to explore, who want to learn more, question each other, understand what it is. If I believe in Bhagwan, but I'm not a good human, it makes no sense. Because I'm Bhagwan, you are Bhagwan.
So you are saying you have not seen Bhagwan and you are going with your upbringing, and you're saying that you have not experienced such thing.
I
right?
have experienced every day.
Okay.
Every day. If something I don't get it, believe me, a couple of months, just 2 weeks ago, we were planning to go to North Carolina and we were waiting for the trip and it got canceled and something good happened next day. And something doesn't happen to me, something good happens to me. I mean, what I mean to say, something that I'm waiting for it, if that doesn't happen, something good happens to me. So everything has got a reason.
Okay, so you are believing it because you have experienced it, not
Yes.
because of your upbringing. Okay.
Both.
Very
The
nice.
foundation was laid. But
Okay.
now my experiences talk about it.
I see. So now you have more प्रमाण है आपके पास, तो आपको
Yes.
प्रत्यक्ष
Yes.
है, आपके पास प्रमाण है. Very nice. Nisha ji, what is your take on that?
See, like Neetu said, कि foundation तो ले किया parents ने हमारे. Like I grew up with, my dad was not, वो बहुत मंदिर नहीं जाते थे. लेकिन my mom like every day, आज पूर्णमासी की पूजा है, आज सोमवार की पूजा करनी है, आज ये करना है. तो एक मुझे अभी भी याद है, बसोड़ा करके कुछ मनाया करते थे जिसमें वो शीतला माता की पूजा करती थी. मैं वो कहानियां भी उनकी सुनती थी, वो सब सुनती थी. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो शायद पुराने जमाने में लोगों ने बना दिया था कि इस तरह का एक फॉर्म बना दो तो वो लोग उसको देवी समझ के वो पूजा करें. वैसे जैसे बसोड़ा का कॉन्सेप्ट है, तो मुझे ऐसा लगा क्योंकि औरतें इतना काम करती थी, रोज खाना बन रहा है, रोज ये, तो एक दिन उनको ऑफ मिलना चाहिए, इसलिए वो कॉन्सेप्ट उन्होंने किया. हालांकि उसका रूप दूसरा दे दिया है, मतलब अपने मम्मी लोग या ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स लोग उसको अलग तरह से देखते हैं. मैं खुद माई सेल्फ बहुत मंदिर नहीं जाती हूँ. मैं बहुत मंदिर, ऐसा नहीं कि मैं उसके खिलाफ हूं या कुछ है, मेरे को जरूरत महसूस नहीं होती कि मुझे वहां जाना चाहिए. वहां जाके वहां ऑरा अच्छा होता है. क्या रीजन है उसका? क्योंकि वहां मंत्रा की चांटिंग होती है और वो मंत्र जो वेव्स हैं, वो साउंड है, उससे जो पॉजिटिव एनर्जी निकलती है, इसलिए वहां की फील इतनी अच्छी होती है.
So are you saying,
मुझे खुद भी मिलती है क्योंकि जब मैं अपने गुरु की मंत्र की साधना करती हूँ, मैं क्रिया करती हूँ, तो वही एनर्जी मुझे फील होती है अपने पास. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता नहीं कि मैं जाके मंदिर में घंटी बजाऊं, वो इतना जरूरी है मेरे लिए. आप अंदर से वो चीज करोगे तो अपने आप ही आपको एक पॉजिटिव एनर्जी रहेगी, आप एक अच्छी सी फील रहेगी, आपको हर चीज में अच्छा लगेगा देखने में. दैट इज वेयर द भगवान इज. दैट इज व्हाट आई फील भगवान इज.
तो आप कह रहे हो दुनिया को सुधारने से पहले आप खुद को सुधारो, अपने ऊपर फोकस करो, वर्क ऑन योरसेल्फ.
ऐसे कई लोग मैंने देखे हैं ना जो रोज मंदिर नियम से जाते हैं, लेकिन उनके विचार बहुत फर्क है, मतलब वो
not so good.
वहां दूसरे को हर्ट कर देंगे, देख, आप अगर अपनी क्रिया और अपना मेडिटेशन जब करते हो तो आपके अंदर एक हम्बलनेस आती है, आप किसी को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाओगे, जानबूझ के तो नहीं पहुंचाओगे। वो जो एनर्जी है वो भगवान है, वो मेरे को लगता है कि वो एक्चुअल में भगवान मानना चाहिए।
You're also saying कि it is related to the meditation. Yes. Because आप अपना ध्यान किसी एक चीज पे लगा रहे हो and you're feeling positive, so everything around is positive and that's what you feel like.
देखो, मन जो है ना, जो हमारा मन है, मैं समझती हूँ जो हमारा ब्रेन है, या ये कह लो हम सोचते हैं, बहुत इम्पल्सिव है, हमें जेलसी भी आती है, हमें वो भी लेकिन जब आप फोकस करते हो ना किसी अपने मंत्र में, जैसे भजन भी मैं सुनती हूँ कभी, तो उसकी जो साउंड है वो आपको बहुत काम कर देती है। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो जरूरी है, वो एक्चुअल में भक्ति, वो भगवान है, ऐसा मैं फील करती हूँ। जरूरी नहीं कि मैं जाके पूजा करूं, आरती घुमाऊं, ये करूं, मुझे वो नहीं लगता कि वो रोज जरूरी है 6 बजे उठो जी, जाओ जी, पूजा करो, मंदिर में बैठो, ऐसा कुछ भगवान ने नहीं बोला है आपको करने के लिए। लेकिन वो मैंने अपने मम्मी को करते देखा है, पर मेरे डैडी बिल्कुल डिफरेंट थे, तो मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा मेरे डैडी के साइड से उस तरह, शायद आई ग्रू अप मोर, उनकी चीज मुझे ज्यादा समझ में आती है।
Nicely explained, Nisha ji. And I'm sure ki, what is my calm, what is my meditation, what is my focus is not everyone else. Yeah. So, अब जैसे भजन की बात आप कर रहे थे, तो जो भजन मुझे पसंद होगा, not necessarily सबको पसंद हो, लेकिन अगर आपको पसंद है and if it works for you, it works for you. That's what it means to you. रेनी जी, आपके तरफ आते हैं. Same question. कि आपको क्या लगता है, do you believe because of your upbringing or do you believe because of your experiences?
Can I elaborate this answer, like, because we do not have any time limitations, right?
Absolutely.
Because, I want to prove what I'm saying, and I heard Neetu and Nisha ji both, and I have an answer for their thoughts, what they expressed. Of course, it's not about judging. So being born in a Hindu family, Hindu Brahmin family, and I come from Harki Paudi Garhwal, Haridwar, Kashi, Paudi Garhwal. So I come from that Deva Bhumi, right? Okay. So I used to follow my mom. She was but what I noticed, all my life until I would say 2014 or 15, what Neetu and Nisha ji said, I was doing that. I was just following the ritual. I was not being spiritual, because I know this is how we need to do aarti, this, and offer God. And somebody told, oh baapre, Bhagwan se daro. And that's how I was. I used to go to Siddhivinayak temple every Tuesday evening because my Masi's friend Usha used to go. So I would just watch it. Oh, Usha goes, then I should also go, And if one day I miss going to temple, oh, baapre, aaj to main gayi nahi, Bhagwan kuch kar lega, bura ho jayega. So I was a God-fearing person until 2014. I became God-loving person now. Because God realization is just like self-realization. What we do, we impose our thoughts on other people. It's up to them whether they accept or not. Until you self-realize whether doing morning exercise is good for me or not. People will take, okay, go to gym, ye karo, wo karo, phalana karo, thalana karo, sab bolenge. लेकिन जब तक तुमको अंदर से वो चीज रियलाइज नहीं होगी ना, तब तक तुम वो नहीं करोगे। तो मेरे साथ में यही हुआ कि I would say until 2014 and 15 I was more into ritual. उसके बाद I became spiritual. And I started, see, I'm very filmy, you all know that, Atlanta knows, right? Let me give you an example. Have you ever watched Gayab movie? Tushar Kapoor hai, right?
Mm-hmm.
वो गायब हो जाता suddenly, right? वो मूर्ति को फेंक देता है, गायब हो जाता है। उसकी माँ को तुमने देखा? शाम के समय रोज आरती करती, जैसे अभी निशा जी ने बोला कि लोग रोज सुबह जाते हैं 6 बजे आरती करते, वो करते, because they are just doing ritual. अगर तुम वो लेडी को देखो, नम 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 कर रही है, पीछे से, ए किधर जा रहे तू? Do you think she made a connection with God? No. She was doing just a ritual, and that's what most of the people go who says मंदिर जाना बहुत जरूरी है, ये करना बहुत जरूरी है. उन लोग जाते तो हैं, कनेक्ट नहीं हो पाते. They do rituals. आधे लोग मंदिर तो इसलिए जाते, अच्छा मैं जाती हूँ जरा किचन में क्या खाना बनाए. They are more into that. कभी उन लोग ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि आज मैं जरा $1 या $2 चढ़ा दूं. और लोग भी कर रहे होंगे. ये सारी चीजें ना तुमको खुद रियलाइज करनी पड़ती है. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं आके चाहे अरे डोनेट कर दो, लेकिन जब तुम्हारे अंदर से ये चीज आएगी ना कि आई मस्ट डोनेट, आई एम हियर, ए वर्शिप प्लेस है, भगवान नहीं मांग रहा तुमसे पैसा कि मुझे पैसा दो, बट ये वर्शिप प्लेस को मेंटेन करने के लिए लगता है फाइनेंस, राइट? जो लोग आके खाना बना रहे हैं किचन में, मेहनत कर रहे हैं, राइट, ग्रोसरी ला रहे हैं, तो ये सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन अंदर से आना चाहिए. See, I cannot go to temple and I cannot cook. Is there some way I can go and contribute something? तो ये सारी चीजें सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन अपने आप आती है. तो मेरा ये है कि मैं जब स्टार्ट हुई, क्योंकि मेरे जैसे मैंने बताया आपको कि मैं हिंदू ब्राह्मण फैमिली में थी, जैसे पेरेंट्स ने बताया ऐसे ऐसा करना चाहिए, मैं करती गई until 2014 and 15. और वो भी किस्सा ऐसे हुआ कि मैं युगल कुंज गई थी. मेरी बेटी हमेशा रेस्टलेस रहती है. किसी फैमिली ने हमें इनवाइट किया था, आई थिंक इट्स गुप्ता फैमिली, श्याम जी अरुणा की फैमिली, उन लोग ने सत्संग रखा था. तो वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम आई नोटिस दैट माय डॉटर इज सिटिंग वेरी क्वाइटली. तब तक भी मुझे सेल्फ कुछ नहीं हो रहा था. आई वाज हैप्पी और शी इज हैप्पी. फिर मैंने सेकंड टाइम और ट्राई किया, अगेन शी इज क्वाइट. स्लोली बिकॉज ऑफ राशि स्टार्टेड गोइंग टू युगल कुंज. और जब मैंने रूप ध्यान का कॉन्सेप्ट समझा, दीदी जी से कि रूप ध्यान क्या होता है, गो इनटू इमेजिनेशन एंड जस्ट थिंक अबाउट गॉड एंड फॉरगेट एवरीथिंग. तो मैं अपने घर में भी रोज सुबह रिचुअल करती हूँ जाने के लिए, कि मेरा जो शाम का 15 मिनट होता है वो स्पिरिचुअल होता है, वेयर आई डोंट इवन रिमेंबर हु इज रेनू, आई डोंट इवन रिमेंबर कि मेरी कोई बेटी भी है. उस वक्त इज जस्ट मी एंड माई गॉड, एंड वॉट एवर आंसर आई नीड, I go into that imagination and I get my answers. So that is my experience. And वो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है. मैं खाना बनाती हूँ, रिचुअल भी करती हूँ कि भोग चढ़ाऊंगी, कभी कभी बोलती भी, हे कृष्णा, आई डिड नॉट कुक टुडे, पानी है, पीना है तो पीना. आई नो दैट कि वैसे भी ये सारे रॉ मटेरियल्स तुमने प्रोवाइड किए, राइट? हम कौन होते हैं गॉड को देने वाले? लेकिन दाल चावल ये वो बना के मैंने फिनिश कुड बनाया है, दैट आई वांट टू ऑफर यू कृष्णा, कुड यू प्लीज टेस्ट, हाउ डज इट टेस्ट? सो दैट्स हाउ आई, इन दिस लेवल आई टॉक टू गॉड नाउ. तो ये मेरा सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन है. और ये लेवल में, क्योंकि अब मैं गॉड फियरिंग नहीं हूं, क्योंकि जो गॉड फियरिंग रहता है वो भगवान से लव नहीं करता, भगवान को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करता. अगर श्वेता तुम अपने हस्बैंड से डरती हो तो क्या तुम उसकी रिस्पेक्ट करोगी? नहीं करोगी. तुम उससे प्यार करोगी? नहीं करोगी. तो तुम जिससे नहीं डरोगे उसी को ही रिस्पेक्ट कर सकते हो, उसी को ही प्यार कर सकते हो. इसीलिए ये जो चीज है ना वो अंदर से आती है. आपको 50 पंडित बोल दे ये कर्मकांड कर दो, वो कर दो, फलाना कर दो, सलाना कर दो, ऐसा नहीं कि उसके पीछे कोई साइंस नहीं है. पूजा कराओ, कर्मकांड सब कराओ घर में, लेकिन जब तक तुम एक सेकंड के लिए भी भगवान से डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट नहीं होते, एवरीथिंग इज वेस्ट. फिर उसके बाद नहीं बोलना अरे हमने वो पूजा करा, ये करा, पंडित जी ने बोला, लेकिन सफल तो हुई नहीं. क्यों नहीं भैया? तुमने तो सिर्फ रिचुअल ही किया ना. एक सेकंड के लिए भी गॉड को बोला तुमने कि इट्स जस्ट यू एंड मी? नहीं बोला ना. तो फिर तुम कैसे सोच रहे हो कि ये जो मटीरियल चीजें गॉड को नहीं चाहिए? उसको एक सेकंड भी दो अपना, लेकिन ऐसे कनेक्शन दो कि जिसमें जस्ट इज यू एंड गॉड, नथिंग एल्स. भूल जाओ तुम कौन हो, भूल जाओ तुम्हारी शादी हुई है, भूल जाओ तुम्हारे बच्चे हैं. इट्स जस्ट यू एंड गॉड. That's it. And that's what I say. It's an ultimate reality because यही रियलिटी है. ये जो बच्चा है, ये जो आदमी है, ये जो मेरा फ्रेंड है, ये सारा मैं छोड़ के चली जाऊंगी जिस दिन मैं जाऊंगी अकेले. और उसके बाद आता है डेथ. That is the second reality.
Let's come back to the death later in the next episode. But it's very clear, Renu, I'm not going to ask you if you're Nastik or Astik. I think I have my answer. But according to you, you're saying your God you don't need God's appointment. You don't have to walk or drive yourself to the temple. You can connect whenever you want because it's within you.
Yes,
That is
that's
your
what,
take.
because see, before pandemic, I used to go to Yugal Kunj, not only just because I want to go and pray. Of course, you get that ambience when you go there, right? Everything is so calm. You feel so
Presentation.
relaxed, right? But of course, I used to volunteer there. That's why I used to go. But during pandemic, I could not. So what I did, I made my house a temple, a place. सो भगवान ये नहीं बोलता तुमको आना ही है टेम्पल में, बट ये उन लोगों के लिए है जो लोग कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो जैसे होता है ना कि देखो, तुम कभी कभी घर में बहुत दवाइयां खा रहे हो, ये करो, लेकिन जब तुमको वो एक हॉस्पिटल का केयरिंग एनवायरनमेंट नहीं मिलता, तब तुम जल्दी ठीक नहीं होते.
Right,
That's what temple does. You just go there, you feel that ambience, and ये एक kind of placebo effect है. जब तुम हॉस्पिटल में जाते हो ना, प्लेसिबो इफेक्ट आ जाता है. हाँ, आई थिंक डॉक्टर अभी मेरे को चेक कर रहा है, मैं जल्दी जल्दी ठीक हो जाएगी, यू नो.
And I think it also connects to what Nisha ji says. It goes through you.
Yes.
It connects with the meditation. It is a meditation. For some people, it's meditation to drive there and go and see the temple and see this the murti and chant the mantras. For you, it's not necessary. You just
No,
connect
it's not,
with it.
because I said, like, you know, because I now learned how to connect with God. So I don't have to go to the temple. I said, like, मेरा सिर्फ 15 मिनट का एक छोटी सी जगह है. लोगों ने मुझे पूछा भी, रेनू हम तुम्हारे घर में आते तो दो टेम्पल क्यों रखा है तुमने? मैंने बोला, वो मेरा रिचुअल साइड, ये मेरा स्पिरिचुअल साइड. When I sit here 10 minutes, I am just talking to my Krishna. I don't know who is Rashi. I don't know who is Renu. That is my time.
So, Sarika, it's very clear. Don't think that I forgot about you.
No.
We were just. So, Sarika, it's very clear that she has ritual part of inside her, and then she has a spiritual part. What is your take, Sarika? I know you do a lot, and as a friend, I know you. So, please go ahead and tell me. Do you think it is because of your upbringing, or do you think it's because of your experience?
To answer that question, let me once again take you out to a visual journey. If you see a crude arrow from monolithic times, what does it suggest? It suggests survival, how we survived those times. Literature, however, is the finer indication of the culture of the civilization. Put it simply, art is the mind of people. The composition of Bhagavad Gita, its rhetoric, alliteration, diction, style, harmony, that I was introduced and exposed to when child, has brought me into the laps of spirituality. If we look at the picture, the first picture that is always portrayed on Bhagavad Gita is Arjun, the chariot, Krishna playing the conch. So Arjun, the picture itself is Arjun is the bewildered and sorrowing Atma, the individual self. Krishna is the divine Paramatma, the supreme self. It's our supreme self, and from which the Atma came into existence. And Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is not a place or a battlefield. It's the personality, particularly our mind, the intellect, the awkward seeker that we are for higher consciousness. So the battle of Kurukshetra is not what that something happened somewhere in the past that has been written down. No, it is a battle, material and moral struggle, number one. Second, a psychological war, a war against our own intellect. And thirdly, a spiritual battle, which is a deeper battle to sit in samadhi. Now, Arjun seated in the chariot is chariot itself is our meditative intuition, and Krishna is holding the shank, he's blowing on it, it's the Om, the Om sound, vibration that comes in from these our own spinal center in the astral body. This intuitive chariot is drawn by stallions of light. If you remember the 7 horses, they are racing in all the directions from the dark blue center called the soul's abode, through which all the nature, universe is perceived, and we attain this cosmic consciousness. मैं ही अर्जुन हूँ और मैं ही कृष्ण हूँ. That's where I'll end the question.
Nicely said, Sarika ji. Of course, you brought that upbringing point, because we have seen these, we have read it, we have been told by our parents, we have been told by our teachers, and so forth. And as I was saying earlier, I find myself 50-50, and I can easily say it, and I have no hesitation to say it, that it can be my convenient. When I have a feel that I need a support, and which I cannot get from anyone surrounded, I am trying to connect it with something, somebody. And that is my convenience, right? Because other times I'm not doing it so much. I think today's panel is very interesting. We have Astik. Nisha ji, are you Astik?
Of course, I'm Astik.
Okay. I don't know myself yet. I don't know. I haven't reached to that level yet. I'm still learning myself. But just for a debate point, I have this interesting question came in my mind. If अगर कोई भूखा बैठा है और आपने उसको खाने की थाली देने से पहले तक तो वो ये बोल रहा था, अरे भगवान देगा मुझे खाने के लिए, मुझे जन्म दिया है तो मुझे खाना भी देगा, कपड़ा भी देगा, जॉब भी देगा, बीवी भी देगा, बच्चा भी देगा. अब खाने की थाली भी आ गई. Should he support to go and grab it and eat it, और फिर भी बैठा रहे कि वो भगवान के नाम पे नहीं, गॉड है, वो आके मुझे खिलाएगा भी, दिया है तो खिलाएगा भी. Just one line answer. Should he grab the food and eat it because he's hungry, or should he still wait and ऐसा कुछ हो जाए कि वो automatically, robotically मुंह में चला जाए और पेट भी भर जाए? Just one line answer.
Okay, I'll start with this. Very interesting.
Go ahead. One line answer.
भगवान ने तुमको इंसान का जन्म क्यों दिया? राइट? एनिमल्स को उतना दिमाग नहीं दिया है, बिकॉज एनिमल्स 2-3 ही काम करते हैं, लाइक उनको पता है कि भैया हमको प्रोडक्शन अपना करना है, खाना पीना सोना है. भगवान ने दिमाग क्यों दिया? भैया मैंने तुझे दिमाग दिया है, तेरे पास एक मीडियम भी आ गया है, एंड इफ स्टिल यू आर नॉट यूजिंग, तू इंसान कहलाने के लायक ही नहीं है. ऐसे कर तू भिखारी बना रहे और तू भिखारी ही मरेगा.
Okay, I got your answer. Sarika ji, what is your answer? One line answer.
One line answer, that would be difficult. If you're looking at the animal instinct level, yes, you feel hungry, you need food, so you go and have to grab the food. But if you are really an accomplished person holding samadhi, then you don't need food. You can survive on energy because you become the part of energy. So that's my answer.
Cool. Very nice. Interesting answer. Neetu ji, what is your take? One line answer.
If it is samadhi related, of course, but again, वो भूखा है, सिर्फ खाने के लिए वो प्रे कर रहा था, तो एक जरिया जिसने भी खाना दिया, that was a जरिया of भगवान जो उसको खाना लाके दिया है, तो उसके आगे तो उसका कॉमन सेंस काम करना चाहिए.
राइट. वो तो जिद वाली बात हो गई ना कि भगवान ने जन्म दिया है तो खाना भी देगा, ये भी देगा, वो भी देगा. वो देने की जो लिस्ट बड़ी है जी, आपको कुछ करना पड़ेगा, ये भी आपको कुछ पता है. निशा जी, गो अहेड.
नहीं, मेरा अगर वो समाधि में है वो बात अलग है. नहीं, वैसे अगर भूखा है, भगवान से खाना मांग रहा है, खाना आ गया उसके पास, तो ऑफकोर्स उसको खाना ही है, वो खाना खाएगा. लेकिन कर्म करना ही पड़ेगा. आप पैदा हुए हो तो आपको कर्म तो करना होगा ना अपनी लाइफ में. बैठ के थोड़ी इस तरह से चीज, भगवान तो नहीं बोलते कि आपको बैठ के खाना मिलेगा, बैठ के सब चीज मिल जाएगी, ऐसा नहीं होता है. कर्म करना जरूरी है. कर्म
आस्तिक होना या आस्तिक होना ठीक है एक लिमिट तक, बट आपको कर्म भी करना है, ये आप कह रहे हैं.
करना है. यस.
ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. I'm sure my audience are having fun tonight listening this conversation, and I wish I could have more and more time at hand to do this. But moving, towards the end, time की limitation हमेशा होती है, आज भी है. My next question, and I'm going to ask you guys to give me the answer in very limited सीमा समय की सीमा का ध्यान रखते हुए कि अगर आपको एक प्रश्न अभी आपने 4 लोगों से बात की and I also put my view. One question that you want to ask to fellow panel members. What question would you like to ask and who?
I'll ask
Neetu ji.
Renu.
Neetu ji.
I knew it.
Renu is my best friend, so of course I have the liberty of asking anything to her. And जैसे मेरा कहना है कि there's no form of any God. It's just your internal, it's your knowledge, it's your truth, it's your truth. So why only Krishna? Why you only think that Krishna is the only God?
I'm not saying Krishna is the only God. See,
Okay.
I pray Krishna because just now you said, right, which form? I am praying that form because Hinduism itself says God is one. कोई भी religion हो, लेकिन Hinduism let its followers to believe कि तुमको जो भी फॉर्म में उसको प्रे करना है करो. सो गॉड तो एक ही है, सुप्रीम पावर एक ही है. So it's not Krishna, but I love because I have read महाभारत. तो कभी कभी होता है ना कि तुम किसी चीज से बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस हो जाते हो, तो हो सकता है कि मैं कृष्णा से बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस हो गई हूं, कोई राम से इन्फ्लुएंस हो जाता है, कोई सिर्फ नेचर को भगवान मान के उससे इन्फ्लुएंस. सन गॉड रोज सुबह चढ़ाता है पानी, राइट? दैट डजंट मीन कि सन गॉड हो गया, नहीं. गॉड एक ही है, बट उसके बहुत डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स
तुमने
हैं.
देखा है, कृष्णा को देखा है?
As I said,
No. One question. We're going to stick to one question.
Yes.
What is your question to and who?
I'll go back to Sarika. Sarika, so I know that whatever we discussed today, I know that you believe in God, right? But do you ever feel like blaming your destiny? Like कभी कभी लोग ये बोलते हैं कि यार मेरा किस्मत ही खराब है. तो डू यू थिंक कि जो बंदा भगवान पे भरोसा करता है वो ये डायलॉग बोलेगा, मेरी किस्मत ही खराब है? अगर आप इसको मुझे आंसर दे सको, मतलब आपके जो भी आपके लगता है, क्योंकि बहुत मैं देखती हूँ कि भगवान की पूजा हर कोई करता है, विश्वास भी बहुत रखता है, हैव फेथ, बट देन ही विल से मेरी किस्मत ही खराब है. तो डू यू थिंक ही इज अ ट्रू बिलीवर ऑफ गॉड?
Your question is whether if the person is blaming,
If you really believe in God,
will
you ever blame your destiny for whatever is happening with you?
So it's question of an elevated awareness. If you are not at a level wherein your awareness is elevated, meaning if you think you are flowing through life, that is when you feel the struggle. It's like you are flowing through ups and downs. But when you realize life is flowing through you, when you reverse your perspective, that's when you stop blaming anything. You let everything flow through you. That is a battle. That is a battle for awareness. A person who is fully aware will not blame the destiny. It will let life flow through himself, and be aware of what is going, rather than being reactive to what is going on. It will, the person will let it flow through him. So it's a battle of awareness rather than person is right or wrong. No, it's changing the perspective of how you look at life.
Nicely answered, Sarika ji. Sarika ji, who do you want to ask and what?
I will ask this to actually anyone who is who can answer this question. My question is, religion, any religion, is weighs heavily on rituals rather than weighing on spiritual significance. And mind you, every religion is based on spirituality. And do you think mindfulness is something that should be taught as a subject to our children right from the beginning?
Beautiful question. Nisha ji, would you like to answer?
I think it should be, we should teach that to our children. पर ये आपने जो बोला, I think रेनू आपको ज्यादा अच्छा आंसर देगी इसका.
Renu, would you like to take the question?
मेरे भी मुंह भी दुख रहा है यार थोड़ा.
Okay, Neetu, would you like to take the question?
Renu, you should suggest this.
नीतू जी, आपको आंसर देना है क्वेश्चन का. आपने अभी दिया नहीं. नीतू जी, आप आंसर दीजिए.
See, मेरे ख्याल से, we anyway teach the shloka, right? Diyo yona prachodayat. Diyo yona is nothing but andhere se, andhera is ignorance, and then roshni is the truth. So it's the pathway to the truth. See, that's what I was trying to give the same question to Renu, because ऐसे कोई form में pray करो, that's good. Again, mindfulness, again, there's a concept कि हाँ लोग को meditation करना चाहिए लोग. It's just the concept that it has been created. But people are not able to answer their own question. They don't even know कि मैं क्या हूँ. But everybody like मंदिर जाओ या meditate करो, ये ritual, like we do, even I do a lot of rituals. I do a lot of meditation, मैं yoga करती हूँ. But I was reading about this after I spoke to, after I received your question, Shweta, कि लोग को सच्चाई क्या है अभी तक नहीं मालूम. बुद्धा भी बैठकर सच्चाई के लिए बैठे मेडिटेट ही किए. But why, what, who? It's like a bubble. जब पानी में आता है तो he has bubble as it's a small thing. अगर उसको अपना existence पता लगे कि yes, it's the same source जहां पर river है, जहां से ocean है. So वही, it's a very depth question. Actually इसका अगर हम लोग डिबेट करते जाओ ना, it's never ending. हम लोग बस यही बोल रहे हैं कि मेडिटेशन इंपॉर्टेंट है, पूजा इंपॉर्टेंट है, कृष्णा इंपॉर्टेंट है, मैं बोलती हूँ माता रानी इंपॉर्टेंट है. बट सोर्स क्या है, हम लोग एग्जिस्ट क्यों हैं? I don't know if I'm saying it in my proper words. You're understanding, right, what I'm trying to say? It's the question that we need to ask ourselves till we get the answer ki what is the reality? What is the truth?
No,
they should teach or they shouldn't, yes or no?
The reason
answer कभी yes or no में नहीं होता श्वेता.
नहीं हो सकता है yes or no.
Especially
let me jump in here.
Yes, Sarika ji.
There's a reason behind this question. This is a wonderful discussion happening between us, and I don't want to end it once the camera gets switched off. We ladies together should be doing this, maybe encouraging schools to teach mindfulness. Mindfulness is nothing related to rituals. It's nothing related to spirituality. It's not related to meditation. It is not related to yoga. Mindfulness is simply being aware of what you are doing. The fact that children today wouldn't eat food without a cell phone is alarming, and they are not able to enjoy the simple pleasure of eating a meal, a pleasure of just enjoying a meal, or a pleasure of just watching TV. You don't just watch TV these days. You have something or the other in the hand. So you, in the name of multitasking, you are ruining the beauty of what actually enjoyment is. So
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I told, like, when I do
why
meditation.
school? Why not home? These are the basic thing. जो स्कूल में जरूरी नहीं है हमारा बच्चा should be dependent on school. Why don't we start at home? Why do you parents give the phone first of all?
Okay, so Neeta ji,
नीतू
जी, अगर घर से शुरुआत हुई होती ना तो खाना खाते समय बच्चे के हाथ में फोन नहीं होता. ये सबको पता है ये बात. लेकिन आज what Sarika is saying कि आज की condition has changed where we are coming from. It is the reality. The food is not a resource for the body anymore. It's just a regular routine.
Okay.
Moving on to as I said, सीमा की बाधा रहती है, हमेशा रहती है, and I would love to continue this discussion. That what I'm taking out from this today's episode and the member of panels, that the more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm listening to all you wonderful ladies, I feel like your smile is your logo and your personality is your business card. And the way you make others feel is your trademark. Can we just finish with this? Do we agree to disagree?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you
have
so
a
much.
question. एक क्वेश्चन मुझे पूछना है श्वेता से.
जी.
मुझे तुमसे ये पूछना है कि तुम एज अ पेरेंट योर सेल्फ, तुम अपने बच्चों को हाउ डू यू इंट्रोड्यूस गॉड टू योर चिल्ड्रन? योर
I did not. I did not.
सो
I
क्या
did not.
उसको थोड़ा सा डिफाइन करो, थोड़ा बताओ.
मैं बताती हूँ. What I believe, as I said, my upbringings are very different than my kids. I didn't want them to be tied up with my thinkings and my upbringings. I did not want them to continue the torch that I am continuing. I wanted them to figure it out. I wanted them to have a belief system with their experience, not topoing on them. And that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know yet.
No,
But
I'm the same actually.
I told them that you don't have to go to the temple every day. You don't have to follow what your mother or your father or your daddies and nannies do. You need to figure out your own. I'm always here to support you. And till today's date, I do the same thing. I do not force them to do anything that they don't want to do. Believe me, Nisha ji, I'm glad you asked me this question. Believe me, they are the best human being on the planet Earth. I have never met a beautiful, not because they're my kids, I'm saying that. I have not met a beautiful people like these two, my children. And I feel very proud to say that at least I did something right. I did not topoing my belief system on them, but yet they're the best human being.
क्योंकि ये एक्चुअली ये क्वेश्चन इसलिए मेरे मन में आया कि एज अ हिंदू पेरेंट कई बार मैंने यहाँ अपने यहाँ देखा, एज अ इंडियन पेरेंट आई विल से, कि जैसे हमारे एक फ्रेंड है, वो मुझसे एक दिन बोले कि भाई हम लोगों को लगता है जैसे हम कुछ गलत कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनके कोई दोस्त हैं वो तो बराबर से अपने बच्चों को मंदिर लेके जाते हैं. तो मैंने कहा आपको इतनी टेंशन करने की उसमें जरूरत नहीं, आपने एक दो अच्छे ह्यूमन बीइंग बनाए हैं ना, वो ही बहुत है. जरूरी नहीं है मंदिर जाना उनके लिए. हाँ, वो अपने आप आएंगे जब उनके मन में आए. तो मैंने ये क्वेश्चन मेरे मन में था कि मैं पूछूं आपसे.
I honestly, I answered the question, regardless of the result of it. I don't care what people think, who they judge or not judge. This is who I am. And even in my family, a lot of times there has been a discussion that, oh, बच्चों को मंदिर क्यों नहीं लेके जाना है? So I have an answer. Like, they have their Bhagwan. I'm the leader. I'm the Bhagwan for them. So let them believe in me for now. We'll see. The life will serve them. The life will give them experience, and they will make the best decision. I believe in them. But we're actually out of our time. So we have to end this. And I hate this because such a wonderful discussion we are having here. I'm sure it's open-minded and open-ended discussion is always good for community and it's always good for human being. So let's leave it to this, and then until the next time. And I'm going to make sure that we continue this discussion for next time. And I wanted to take your time to thank you so much for coming and sharing your opinion, sharing your thoughts. Plus, everybody, I'm just very thankful and very pleased that we did this today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Shweta ji.